Game resumed.
Hey guys, this is Feardragon coming at you with another StarCraft 2 netcast, and I am actually here with,
Boisterous?
yes,
Yeah.
Boisterous SC2, and we're gonna go ahead and cast a Protoss versus Terran, and I think the map is Akalon Waste. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think this is Waste, because Flats was the Wings of Liberty version. So,
Oh, gotcha.
yeah.
Well, that being said, we're gonna go jump in and introduce the players, and we have Spine down here in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. We have the blue Terran player representing Team Acer, I believe now, right?
Yes?
Yeah, representing Team Acer and competing. I know that he's on the same team as Scarlet Acer. So yes, we have Acer's MMA, a really awesome Wings of Liberty player, and he was actually just completely dominant in Wings of Liberty for a good period of time, and really starting to see a lot more of a resurgence in Heart of the Swarm. We're going to see how he ends up doing, and who do we have up in the top left-hand corner, Boisterous?
Up in the top left-hand corner, we do have our red Protoss player, also known as Sage. Do you know what team he's from? 'Cause I actually don't.
Oh my God! For a while, I feel like Sage and a couple of the other like Korean Protosses have just been moving from
I
team
know.
to team, and I actually have lost track of what team he's on.
Yeah, I have no idea. I haven't really actually seen Sage.
Okay, well, you know what? Sage is a really awesome Protoss player, but here's the thing going on right now, boosters. Do you see what's going on the
Yeah,
minimap right
yeah.
now?
There's a barracks. You know.
It's just a casual barracks, right? I mean, he's trying to complete the destructible rocks,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Just-
He's trying to form the wall off for the Protoss player. He's just
That's
trying to be a nice person.
that's so kind of him. I mean, the Koreans just have to stick together against the foreign enemies. So
Yeah,
I mean, they're
because the
gonna go ahead and help
foreigners are
each other
really in a
out.
dominant position right now.
I
Those
know it's
Koreans gotta
the
stick together.
Koreans just they have to stick together, or the foreigners will just completely decimate and dominate them.
Yeah, the StarCraft 2 scene will never be the same again.
Yeah, I know exactly, right? But we're gonna actually see a gas out of MMA and another barracks being planted down at home. But so it looks like this is gonna be basically just a proxy Reaper. Now I'm curious how much damage she's planning to do with this. I mean, have you seen anything like this before?
Proxy Reapers are kind of in an awkward spot right now because they're not really good against Protoss players. I mean, they never were amazing, but at least before they could actually like depower pylons and stop stalkers from coming out that way, and now they really don't have a way to do that. So if you're a good Protoss player, you're gonna make a stalker, and then you're just not going to lose to Reapers because you have a stalker. That plus the early mothership core just makes it super duper easy. It does look like it's going to get a little bit of damage done, but I actually,
Oh,
uh,
almost got the surround over there. So nicely
yeah.
played.
So far, it's only gotten one probe. That's two probes, and two probes for a Reaper. Not really worth it because there's no way he's going to be able to do any more damage now with the mothership core and this stalker out. It's going to be absolutely horrible. It's just a bad situation.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree. I'm curious if that was really worth the investment. We actually, what in the world is with MMA today? He is going for a proxy factory now. This is
Um,
this is really interesting.
well, you see, I think he's trolling at this point.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
that makes
I mean,
sense.
it was part of a tournament,
Yeah, this is
but
actually part of the Team Story Cup, the day two of Team Story Cup. And oh, actually, you might actually be able to pick off a Zealot or at least do a little bit more harassment as the Zealot Stalker Mothership Core combination are all moving out across the map. This could actually work out very, very well for MMA if you can just do enough damage before the Stalker at home manages to pick off these Reapers.
yeah, I don't know how much damage he's going to be doing. I mean, he only got one probe so far. He might get a second one, but it looks like the beautiful control out of Sage is going to prevent that. Over at the front, we do see a little bit of a breakup from Sage, but that's going to get absolutely shut down because the bunker's already done. And really, the only big thing that Sage has going for him right now is the fact that he has the Nexus down already. And even then, with the Widow Mines coming in, it's going to be very awkward to saturate that base because Widow Mines are they're sketchy things.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting. I really like what MMA is doing right now. He's sending in the Reaper first, chasing those Stalkers away from the ramp, and then going to go ahead and burrow that Widow Mine super secretly. Even if this Reaper does get taken out, and it does, it's not even going to matter because it's brought those Stalkers away, and he is probably going to end up losing one of those.
Yeah, he most certainly is. It's
Oh!
just in range, and there we go. Stalker getting a Widow Mine to the face, and that is just, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that to happen.
I know, that's like basically the least ideal situation possible. There's a Zealot actually heading back, and oh my god, the
The
Widowmine.
Widowmine.
MMA is so brilliant right now. Is he going to get the Zealot as well? Oh my.
Yep. All right. Well, it looks like MMA is just again being a massive troll. The Widowmine actually being a hero, and we have the second Widowmine just hiding in the back of the base. It's just going to be annoying and kind of make Sage super duper paranoid about everything because he's going to get an observer out, and then he's going to be like, where did that Widowmine go? Why is that Widowmine no longer here? And then he's just going to start freaking out. It looks like the observer might be able to see it,
Yep.
maybe. Yeah, there we go. So the Widowmine is going to get picked off by the Stalkers at this point, and we're going to see a saturation of the natural for Sage. It looks like MMA has not yet lifted off his orbital, and he's now just doing that. So his economy is going to suffer just a tad little bit, and he's going to fall just a bit behind Sage.
Yeah, let's actually look at the worker count just when you're talking about economy. We have 33 probes to 29 SCVs. Not too bad, but I mean, I actually have to give it a little. Oh, hold that thought. We actually have a drop coming in from MMA as the Marines unload. They're gonna be able to do some good damage to the pylon, but nope, just deciding to get out. It looks like he actually ended up only losing one Marine. Not too bad. But yeah, really good defense from Sage, I have to say right now.
Yeah, Sage has been playing this really spectacularly. I mean, even holding off the early Reapers was quite amazing. Just like the little tiny micro moves from the probes was something that you just gotta respect, because that's kind of a crazy thing to have to do that early in the game against somebody like MMA that you really don't see go for a lot of that cheese play, at least not on big stages.
Yeah, definitely. In the meanwhile, let's just take a look at both of the tech choices that both these players are doing right now. In the meanwhile, we over have at MMA's base a reactor starport that's not actually doing anything right now. That's a bit curious. I would think that he would want to be getting out some medevacs, but doesn't look like that's going to be the case right now. And what do we have over in Sage's base?
Looks for Sage, we're going to be seeing Colossus coming out quite soon. The robotics bay is down. He's also getting double forges, so I'm gonna guess that he's going to move into a very big, Stalker Colossus mega upgraded army, and that's kind of just going to be his late game choice, which is pretty standard at this point. I mean, Sky Toss still hasn't really taken off completely against Terran players. It's okay versus Zerg, but I mean, against Terran it just doesn't work out quite as well. And that Colossus play is just way better currently in the metagame right now.
Yeah, I have to agree. Just even though there are some players like SKMC who can make Starport or Stargate openings work. I mean, not everybody can be MC, and some of us mere mortals have to resort to High Templars and Colossus to deal our damage.
Yeah, I wouldn't call MC a Protoss player. I would call him like, I think he's actually melded with the computer to the level of like being a Templar himself.
MC is the closest thing we'll have to a Zelnaga race.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm sure he has like gene splicing experiments going on back at his house to create the perfect StarCraft player that will continue on his legacy.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
God, MC having a child, it's just like Super MC.
Oh my god, that'd be super duper scary. But hold this thought. We actually have MMA running in with a couple of Marines, just checking for that third. It looks like MMA is actually expecting the third to be over by those destructible rocks and not over down by the south side. So I'm curious if he's actually going to end up scouting that. I guess he does have two medevacs loaded up and ready to go right now.
Yeah, and those medevacs are going to fly right over that position, so they are going to be able to see that base, and they'll probably be able to get a snipe off on it, because the army is just a tad bit out of position, and it's not the most mobile thing in the world. And it looks like there they do see it. They are going to back off for a little bit here, which is kind of strange. The Protoss army still has not seen those medevacs, but it's just about to with an observer right there. So, that's definitely annoying. But with the multi-drops from MMA, we are going to see 5 Marines going into the main base, along with those 2 drop ships that are just going to be peeking up and around. And the Widowmine.
Oh, it's so close! Oh!
Wow, those are like the luckiest stalkers in the world.
I know, and actually, look at this. Sage actually already has an observer over at the top side, right on top of MMA's drop. He's going to see that coming in. He already has Stalker's position, and MMA is going to have to be a little bit careful. He could use that medevac boost to get out, but the medevac is getting very low in health. Oh no, he loses the medevac, unfortunately. That is not how we wanted that drop to go, and really just ends up losing all those Marines for absolutely nothing.
Yeah, he also lost a medevac and, a medevac full of units at the third base. I mean, that was That was really just beautiful control from Sage. I mean, he just has observers in literally the perfect spots at this point. I mean, the observer down by the third base spotted both of the medevacs like 30 seconds before they even wanted to
Yeah.
start the drop. And then that observer up at the top was there to just sit there on top of the medevac so that he knew exactly when he was going to get attacked.
Yeah, and I mean, there's even another observer right on top of MMA's Vikings over here in the toward the center outside of MMA's base, and just the absolutely fabulous map control and map vision that Sage has is awesome. I just love seeing this. And hey, I mean, even having all those observers ready just to spot for Widow Mines is going to be very, very effective.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that MMA hasn't picked up on the fact that Sage has a lot of observers, because it's kind of suspicious when your opponent knows exactly when you're going to be dropping at any point in time, and that's kind of the point where you should like scan your army or build a Raven to fly around with your army, because I mean Sage has an observer literally sitting on top of the army. And there we do have a scan that manages to snipe it out. But it was there for a long time, and it managed to see all of the upgrades and everything that was going on there.
Yeah, speaking of upgrades, where are we at? I can see 1-1 on the bio of MMA, and where's
Yeah.
Sage at?
It looks like Sage is just about to finish his 2-2. He has about 10 seconds left on it. And the bio upgrades from MMA still, they just started. They're only 30 seconds into a 190 seconds upgrade time, and that's gonna be quite a while. We are gonna have the Protoss player in a big upgrade lead for just a little bit here. I would not be surprised to see him start just excavating. I'm not even.
Excavating?
I don't know. I'm not gonna use long words. Exacerbating, whatever.
Exacerbate. I don't know.
Exacerbating, whatever. English majors get at us. Exacerbating the lead of these.
Hey man,
upgrades.
we're on the internet. I'd be careful what you tell people to do.
Yeah.
Especially when it
Yeah,
comes to grammar, man. Oh,
Ugh.
oh my God! Look at this. Over in the top right-hand corner, we have MMA trying to do the double drop again, and just a proxy pylon positioned perfectly to actually intercept that drop, and even had a couple of zealots going to be moving around just to, I guess, scout for any potential marines. And in the meanwhile, he's going to send some stalkers to try and clean up that drop at the same time.
Yeah, I think those zealots are actually primarily there to see if there's any like super secret bases. But I mean, do you know if Sage used to play Zerg at all? Because this is like an absurd amount of map vision for a Protoss player.
I haven't, but I have to agree. I definitely agree with the sentiment, especially. I feel like we are watching a Zerg player. It's almost like I feel like his observers are just creep tumors,
Yeah, I
just
know.
looking around the map, and he has his stalkers moving around like Zerglings, just seizing control of the map, checking around, picking off stray units here and there. And oh, we actually might see the engagement do have a blink back, as I feel like, yeah, you need to keep those stalkers a little bit behind the rest of the army, but wow, that
Super
Viking cloud.
awkward army positioning from the Terran player is going to be absolutely awful. All of the ghosts completely out of position. They are finally going to get their EMPs down on the zealots, but it's going to be very, very late in the engagement. I'm not sure how much it's going to matter. We have all of the Vikings managing to snipe off the Colossi, but the Colossi were not, that big of a part of an army to warrant that large of a Viking ball. And we do see an absolute run over by the Protoss player. That was kind of scary.
Yeah, I mean, good positioning, and as well as just the whole, 2-2 upgrades is working out pretty gosh darn well for Sage. And looks like he's going to feel comfortable trying to move over into the natural expansion, but the supply depot wall in, as well as all those SAVs pulled, should be able to at least buy a little bit of time. But is it going to be enough, Boisterous? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, the supply depot wall didn't actually manage to get up in time, so one of them just had zealots on top of it. And surprisingly enough, those things aren't actually like strong enough in mechanics to launch zealots off of them, no matter how awesome that would look. And I think at this point, it's just going to be the Protoss army kind of steamrolling in here. We do have the proxy pylon going down right outside the base, and that's just going to be a spot to kind of funnel zealots in, a lot of zealots in. They're going to be like Zerglings, essentially.
Yeah, Vikings being landed to deal with stalkers is not the situation we want to be in. It looks like he's going to clean up everything except for the reinforcements are going to be coming in. 2-2 Archons dealing damage to the medevacs. The Bioball holding their last stand over at the top of the ramp. I don't think it's going to work out too well. We're probably going to be seeing a GG any second now. And MMA just stiffing his units to the last bit. He's going to fight to the bitter end, it seems.
Yeah, he really... Okay, there we go. There's the GG. I was very surprised that he wasn't leaving yet.
Yeah,
I mean, as soon as you have a Protoss killing all of your production, you're kind of done.
Yeah, it's gonna be so difficult for a Terran player to actually deal with that. But I mean, I really have to say it was a close game and really just cool to see because we saw so many different skirmishes around the map, and that was really entertaining to watch. So
Yeah.
hopefully you had a good time, Boisterous. I
Oh, I had
certainly
a
did.
great time. I cannot wait for this Tuesday and Thursday when we are commentating the URTL at 9 p.m.
I know it's going to be amazing. Hopefully everyone decides to tune in. Once again, my name is Feardragon, and I'm here with.
Boisterous.
And yeah, as you mentioned, we're going to be commentating the URTL Underrated Team League Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Eastern, right?
Yes.
Yes, Eastern, and that's 6 p.m. Pacific. And if you're in any other time zone, suck it. Yeah, go look it up yourself.
All right. Well, anyway, guys, if you want to check out any other videos I produce, you can head over to youtube.com/user/boisteroussc2. And Feardragon, do you have somewhere, a main hub they can go to?
I do indeed. You can check me out at youtube.com/feardragon64. And I do occasional StarCraft commentaries as well as a lot of live casting over at twitch.tv/feardragon64. And that's pretty much it, man. I
All
think we're
right.
good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys next time.